Hi everyone, Danica here, your house hacking queen and multi-unit expert, and I am here today with my lovely business partner, Tiffany Rodriguez.
Hola.
Hola. So we're here at our podcast station at our office, and we just want to talk and have some fun today. So we're going to ask each other some questions in regards to how things really are for us behind the scenes. Are you ready?
Things that people don't see.
This is the stuff that we go through. We're just going to have some fun today. Okay, So I'll ask the first question. What's the funniest thing a client has said or done while house hunting?
The funniest thing a client has done or said. Oh God, we're gonna post this.
Just don't say any names.
We were looking at a house and they were growing or like fermenting pickles in jars, and they were selling them, and my client asked if she could buy them.
Ew.
Like, why?
You're right. I gotta be careful what I say. I was literally that out. They didn't have my color skin, did they? They did. Oh my God!
I love you.
Tell me you want to live on a farm without telling me you want to live on a farm.
They're eating the pickles. I'm like, no, I'm good.
And buy them from a stranger. That's just so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Not my cup of tea.
Let me see. What's the funniest thing a client has said or done? Let me see if I could answer that while house hunting. I can't think of anything. I feel like clients make a lot of commentary, and I think that now we're in a modern age, and sometimes there's like cameras in the house. There's Ring door cameras that have audio. So I'm like,
I do. I'm like this. No.
I would say the funniest thing for me is when clients like, including my sister, she does not hold back. She'll be like, "Oh hell no!" I'm like, "Shh! Why are you so loud? We don't know if there's cameras in here." She'd be like, "What's up with this carpet?" So like people making fun of like the house itself has always been funny for me. It's interesting because I think about it, but then some clients say it and you're like, it's not nice. You don't like it?
Not your style.
I'm trying to get the sale. Like, so shag and orange is not your thing.
There's potential in here. You gotta see the bigger picture. We can go past
that. It's like you can get some vinyl. It's easy.
Or if when the sellers are home and we're showing it, I'm like, this is nice.
It's not nice. Keep it going.
Next room.
Okay, here, you pick the next question.
What's your oh no, did that really just happen moment during a home showing? I mean, that's kind of like the first question.
Yeah. Okay. How about a oh no, did that just happen, period, as far as a real estate professional is concerned? What has happened recently with
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
We had a rental listing for months and months and showed it about 763 times.
Times 10.
Got about 862 applications.
Half of them were fake.
Half of them were fake pay stubs, yada, yada, the whole works. And then we get the clients that want it, right? Sign the lease. Yes. Come do the final walkthrough.
Yes.
And then the day they're supposed to pay and move in, decide that they don't want to move in anymore.
Yes. That was I don't think I slept that night.
I don't think
no, you forgot to mention that they text us at 10 o'clock at night while we're both in bed.
Yes. And final walkthrough was at 10 a.m. Or was it 9?
Well, keys. Like 9. To get keys and to pay first month's rent. Because they had already paid the deposit and signed the contract. I literally could not sleep that whole night. Oh, okay, let's make it even sweeter. Our client was out of town.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Hey, client.
No, didn't we like wait a whole day to tell her? I'm like, we gotta figure out what to do
you when you get back from vacation.
I'm like calling attorneys. I'm like, what? How? Like, this has never happened to us. How?
No.
how do we handle this? What do we do? Does my client have rights? Oh, it was just bad.
We did get an attorney involved. We had to.
We did. Yeah, it was harsh. That was a, oh no, did that just happen?
That was an, oh no.
I did not sleep that whole night. I was like, what are we going to do? I felt bad for the client because she worked her butt off to get that unit ready.
Yeah.
She even bought a welcome basket for them, Tito. I felt so bad.
I'm not laughing at the client. I'm laughing at the fact that we just go through these things. Like,
oh my gosh, people would never understand. Okay, let's see. Have you ever had a client ghost you right before closing? How did you handle it? I literally would be put in jail. Listen, put me next to Puffy. I'm going to jail.
I will find you.
Humble Park, me will come out so fast.
10 times out of 10, we did a buyer consultation. So I have your current address, my database. I will show up. I'm not joking. No, that's never happened though. Oh my God, no, it's never happened.
Yeah.
No.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think we never had a client like back out like so close into not even just the closing day, but like so close to the closing day?
I think it's all about just setting the expectation and preparing the client, because it's what do we say in the beginning when we're doing a buyer consultation? This is a very uneasy, like stressful process, but you have to trust us. That's what we're here for. And you're going to have headaches and you're going to have moments, but that's okay. That's all part of the process. So I think just setting the tone and the foundation for what to expect, I think that just helps them ease into the excitement of closing. Because then what do I tell them during buyer consultations? So when you get to the closing table, you're going to sign your life away. You're going to look at me like you're crazy. What did I do? Blah, blah, blah. You get your keys. You're happy. You're a homeowner.
Yeah.
And you get your tax bill and you're calling me like, why? So
it really is a roller coaster of emotions.
It is.
It's excitement. It's fear. And like, I love that we literally hold their hand. We have several conversations, especially like our first time investors, house hacking clients. There's so much to multi-units and house hacking. And like, you just really got to hold their hand. I think what we give our clients the most is confidence.
Yeah.
I think they feel confident in us because we built the relationship. We showed up for them. They see when things get hard, how we tackle it, how our lenders, how our attorneys that we referred, how our inspectors do inspections. And then slowly they have this confidence. And so I think 99% of our clients are like ready to go to closing. They're just ready for it to be over.
Excited. Yeah. Yeah. They're so excited.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, and they listen to us, which I love. They don't buy a car. They don't open new credit cards. They're like, don't mess it up. Be patient.
Now with the new laws, who's gonna ghost us when they sign the contract? And
that's true.
You gotta pay commission.
You gotta pay commission.
Exactly.
Even if you cancel, you still gotta pay us. I like that. It's a good one. Here, you pick a question.
Let's see. How often do you really get lost while touring properties, or worse, lock yourself out? I've never locked myself out. I never got lost. I did go to the wrong property and the client's like, I'm here, and I'm like, I don't see you, and I'm standing in front. They're like, we're not there. And I'm like, this happened to me twice. I'm like, oh Lord, oh God, I'm on my way. I'll be there in like 10 minutes. So no, I've never got lost. Never got lost.
You know what I do often? I take the keys with me.
I was going to say that. Especially if it's like one key and you have to put it in your pocket, because if you lose it.
I'm the worst.
It's like, oh.
So my client's at the next property and I'm like, sorry, I had to turn back around. I have the keys from the last property. Or like I do a whole tour of like 5 properties and then I am like, what are these keys for? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I have to go back to the property. And sometimes they're far. So yeah, I would say with GPS and technology, getting lost is not.
Yeah.
Unless you're going somewhere that the property is just like a condo building that's kind of on a main road or a highway. Like it just has to be, or even sometimes downtown Chicago or like the north by the lake, it can get confusing. Like, what's the address? Which building is which? You know,
the corner buildings that have the address on this street, but the front entrance is on this street in the back. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're like,
I would say condo buildings in downtown and some suburbs, depending where they're located. you're like, where am I going? But I've never got lost. It just delays me trying to figure out where I'm going.
You know where I get lost? I'll tell you where I get lost. When they say the lockbox is behind in the alley and no directions, or the lockbox is across the street and then there's like 72 other lockboxes. I was just gonna say,
you ever seen those pictures where you see a gate?
Yeah.
There's like 300 lockboxes and we're
that happened to me. And
sir, where is your lockbox?
In the winter, and my clients were waiting and across the street, and I'm like, give me 10 minutes. I got it. I promise. And they were laughing and I was like, this isn't the damn lockbox. Like,
I hate that.
That's where I get lost. Other than that,
oh, man.
No, I don't get lost on directions.
Yeah.
Why are we like this?
Because we're the infamous group. That's why.
We're not normal.
I love that about us, though. Okay, what's the weirdest feature you've ever seen in a Chicago home? There's so many. There's so many.
The furnace was in a closet inside another closet inside of the bedroom. It was like a hidden behind the wall. So it was like this wall, and you just push that little button right there, and it just opens up, and there's a furnace inside there. But it was in a closet of a bedroom. It was really weird.
That sounds really strange.
Like, what? Why?
There's so many weird features. I thought you were gonna say.
No, I don't know. I'm just ready. I'm ready.
I thought you were gonna say, and I'm just trying to think if you worked with me on this deal. So one of my house hacking clients bought a multi-unit, and all the furnaces were in the dining room, like it just exposed. They were just like chilling in the dining room. No like wall built closet, nothing with a bifold door, just in the middle. And like, they were loud and
like big. Medieval times.
Like, I was just like, we're all like, they still bought it. And it worked, but it was just so weird to see these massive furnaces in the middle of a dining room.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that was really strange. Another one, it was a multifamily client. This was like an 8-unit on the south side, close to where I have my 4-unit now, actually. I always think about that building when I'm in the area because I could tell like that building was in that area. So that building had all the garden units were used as apartments. So my client and I walk through each one, and they're a little grimy. They're like probably some undocumented people just like trying to figure out what to do with their lives. But they were like halfway decent considering the situation. When we went into the last one, I went ahead of him because we passed the hallway with all the electrical boxes, so he started looking at them. So I went ahead of him, and I just stopped when I walked in, and luckily there was a tenant living there. So there's a bed. As soon as you walk in, there's like this big bed right here. There's a wall, and there's a toilet in the middle.
In the middle of the what?
It was just a toilet.
You walked into my bathroom.
Like a toilet, and then behind the toilet was like a little space, and then the kitchen, and then there was like a shower with a curtain covering it. Like, why is a toilet over here? I'm so confused. I just stood there waiting for him to come in, and I was just like...
That's why he put the bed next to the toilet.
He's like, wow. And we talked about that for months.
The things
we talked about that for months. We're like, I just never seen a toilet in the middle of a room, just randomly. Crazy. Yeah, it was really weird. Okay.
Okay.
She didn't even ask the question.
I love all my clients equally.
Yeah, okay.
Now, past, future. What's your go-to response when clients say they want a mansion for a studio apartment budget? That's gotta be my favorite question right now.
You have a client like right now with that budget.
Well, let me tell you.
So I really appreciate you sharing everything that you want, and I'm super excited. Of course, we do our best to, make sure that you reach all your real estate goals. But we're going to run some numbers so that we can give you a reality check so you can kind of see
Do we say reality check?
I think I say that. You're the nicer one. I'm not that nice.
So we can like present to you what's true.
Okay, so we're gonna run some numbers. This is how we get all the clients. Okay, so if you're an agent and you're listening to this, I promise you, this is how you get your clients.
No, we do not hold back. Yeah,
but let's run some numbers, and then what happens when we run the numbers?
That doesn't make sense. That's not gonna work. Yeah, it's tough, right?
We're like, yeah, you know. But we have some ideas.
But here's another option.
Right. We have ideas.
Not impossible. We can make it work. But I suggest, let's try this instead. Yeah. It happens all the time. We have clients who want all of this for, I love when they want like all the extra stuff and only want to spend like $1,500 a month.
That's great.
I'm like, where?
Yeah,
like not in Chicago or maybe the farm. Yeah, but not here. Not happening.
You know what else I noticed about us over the years? We've gotten better with our countenance, like our facial expressions. Like inside, we're like, hell no. But like, we're like, oh, that's great. What else would you like? What are some more deal breakers? Tell me more.
I'm writing it all down. Yep. Oh, 2.5 bathrooms. Okay.
Awesome. Did you see that list that I sent you? Great. Let's run some numbers.
Which one do you want to go see? None? Why?
Oh, God.
Like I said, I love my clients. All of them.
But again, it goes back to how we really cater to them and educate them, and we give them confidence over time. And we share honesty. Like, we're not going to sell you a dream. We're genuinely going to tell you what's up, or we're going to present to you real life situations so that you see for yourself. Like, we don't want to break your heart. Trust me.
No,
we really don't. What's the one question you wish clients would stop asking?
I don't know. There's a lot.
Mine is, how can I get money to buy a house? Or like, do you have like first time home buyers programs? How do I get down payment assistance? I feel like this industry does not educate newbies on what that really looks like.
No.
That's a good segue because we have a new webinar coming up in October that's going to talk about it.
Shameless plug.
Stay tuned. But no, honestly, like there's so many grants and opportunities out here. And don't get me wrong, they all sound fantastic and ideal. Yeah. And the reality is that 99.9% of my clients either don't qualify or they don't move forward with it because it's not worth it. So people need to be educated.
I don't think there's a lot of information that's available like easily to first time home buyers or anything. That's why a lot of people are like, I'll wait to buy, or I need to put 20% down or 25% down. And it's like, no, we have to educate people more, because if that way they can, someone told me the other day they saw a couple buying a property and they're like, why can't we? That could be us. We could do that. And it turned into a buyer consultation. And it's like, yeah, that's the mindset you have to have.
Right.
You can do it. Anyone can do it. You just have to figure out how to do it and get there.
You also just have to find the right people, because unfortunately everyone in the industry is not going to really educate you. They're just going to try to get a sale.
I feel like it's the wrong industry for that.
I know, it sucks.
I'm hoping like people's livelihood we're messing with.
Absolutely.
There's no way I could do this for a dollar amount, or just for the money.
Right. No.
I've never done this just for the money.
Trust me, we would have left a long time ago if it was just about money.
Day one. When they told me how much I had to have before starting the business, I was like, can you borrow that to me? Like, are you going to give me my first home?
Do I get like
who's got to pay for a license? I don't even have that. Oh, God. Yeah. No, there's a lot. Yeah, we definitely don't do this for the money. I mean, we do it for money,
of course,
but not for the money.
Right.
No.
Yeah, it's not our ultimate passion and goal. Obviously, we want to get paid our worth, and we make sure that we do. At the same time, we understand this is such one of the biggest things you'll ever do in your life. Is one of the bigger decisions you make. So making sure that we really care about that and care about you more than just the transaction and more than just getting paid for it. Yeah. But I still want to get paid. Just saying. Okay, so here's what I could say to that. The whole first time home buyer. Again, we're going to have a October free online webinar. So the first time home buyer questions, we'll be able to answer all of that. There is a lot of good information out there. But here's what I feel the NFMS Group does really, 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 really well. We get massive, massive closing cost credits from our sellers. We negotiate hard for our buyers. I just closed on my 4 unit. I got a $12,500 credit. I just sold a property a few days ago. I got my multi-unit house hacking clients $10,950. We sold a multi-unit earlier this year, 2 flat. And we liked it because she was getting a $20,000 grant. Plus we got another $2,600 for our commission. Like we're just going to try to make it where you can keep your capital, right? Or if you don't have enough money to put down, that you don't have to come to the table with much. Oh, we closed another one in Carpentersville where they didn't come to the table with no money and they actually got their earnest money back because they qualified for one of those grants. It was a $10,000 grant. So even though that's one of the biggest questions I get, especially from first-time home buyers, they always end up being happy because we get them really good credits. So yeah. And with the credits, it's just the money. It's there. Like you don't have to go through the whole grant process. Yeah. What's the most dramatic client meltdown you've experienced when a deal fell through?
The most mine.
Tiffany has meltdowns.
Not anymore.
2024 has gotten better, but 2021, 2022, and 2023. I
don't know who that person was. She was new.
Meltdown Central. I was constantly having to calm her down.
My own house, my own deal for my house was probably my biggest meltdown. I cried every time I got off the phone with the lender. Not even joking. That was like, oh God, that was...
Do you remember?
Traumatizing.
Do you remember we were interviewing at that office off North Avenue in Weston?
Okay, guys, story time.
I have never seen Tiff so pissed. I was scared for my life. And she literally cursed out the lender. I never heard you snap out like that.
We were interviewing, not even interviewing. We were just kind of like,
I don't even know what happened that day.
No, we were voices. Well, we were doing like a meet and greet with another managing broker at a different office who was trying to recruit us just to sit down. Hi, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And it was closing. I was supposed to close that day. Mm-hmm. And I was waiting for the call. Like, yeah, we're closing. I don't know why I was waiting for the call. It was Tuesday morning and somehow I thought magic was going to happen and they were going to say, we were already clear to close, but no one scheduled closing. So it's like, who schedules closing the same day? Yeah. Our attorneys, they're gangster like that. So I get a text, we're closing in 2 hours. And I'm like, in 2 hours? And then, hey, you got to bring an extra X amount and pay off this credit card. You got to bring an extra $6,000 to the table and pay off this credit card. I was so... you can tell me 2 hours before we're closing that this has to be done?
Like, who has $6,000 in 2 hours extra on top of what you already set aside for a closing?
Listen.
I think it was a total of 10 because you had to pay off
10.
You had to pay off a credit card.
It was pay off the credit card and bring an extra 6. And I mean, we made it happen in 2 hours.
You did.
But when I tell you that the lender did not, I got in the car and I was like, what the?
Yes, you cursed and everything.
She's like, put the key in the ignition. She's like,
I was like, ooh. The whole time the guy's like being so nice and talking to us, asking us questions. I'm sitting there worried about her and she's sitting there thinking about how she's going to kill someone. And I'm like, oh my God.
Legit. After closing, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was like, don't talk to me.
You were so upset.
Do I still work with the lender? Absolutely.
Yeah, we love him.
We have a loving relationship.
I think going through that with someone and them, we show up for each other no matter what.
No matter what.
We give each other grace no matter what. Like, really shows just true professionalism, friendship.
It's fun. It's fun. We go through the ebbs and flows together. Yeah, so it's like, We're family now.
He was at a closing this week with us, and I was telling the clients, like, oh, me and Tony go through it. We're friends. We figure it out. We move on and we get the job done.
He understands.
Yeah.
He understands.
He just gets the job done. He's a true professional. He gets the job done. We love him. Shout out to one of our favorite lenders, Tony.
He takes the abuse.
He's like, oh my God, these 2 Puerto Rican girls. He's Italian. It's in him.
He's one of us.
He definitely is one of us. What's the biggest HGTV myth that clients believe about the home buying process?
HGTV myth.
So imagine you're watching a show where someone's like looking to buy a house, and then they buy the house, and then they rehab the house. Like, what's a myth? Because I feel like people watch that and they assume that that's real life, and it's absolutely not real life.
That it's going to happen fast. Yep. I think that's like the biggest one. Like, oh, my contractor said we can get this done in 2 months. Times 4.
Let's at least double that. And double the budget.
No, seriously. You know something, once you break down that wall, something's behind that wall, behind that wood, behind everything else.
Stop. I'm going through that right now. Stop
sorry.
I'm rehabbing 2 units. It's such a nightmare.
I'm still going through that too in our building, Josh's building. It's a nightmare.
Your building is forever under construction.
We've owned that property for how long?
4 years?
4 years?
Almost 4 years.
It's still under construction. Yeah. Every unit just keeps getting better and better. It's only 3 units. God.
That thing should be the Taj Mahal by now, as much as y'all work on it.
That's when we're bringing it down soon. I don't want it anymore. I'm like, this is bad.
And we just want to make sure you buy multi-units too.
It was my first sale. I didn't know what I was doing. I sold you a lemon, babe.
Did all the work for you. I did the consultation. I helped you through the whole transaction process.
Oh, by the way, here's a lemon of a house.
Not only that, I think that because he was your boyfriend, we probably didn't go through the process the way we do with other clients to prepare him.
Yeah, that, and I didn't have like a really good inspector who didn't like. I think that's the biggest thing.
That's a good one.
Learned, we don't regret it. Well,
it's a good investment.
Doesn't regret it.
No, it's a good investment. Yeah.
It
he owns a 3-unit in Forest Park. Like, that's a great community. It's a good investment.
I love it over there. Yeah.
It's just beginners, you got to go through the hard knock life of the beginner's multi-unit investment.
Do you guys?
What's your experience? You grew up with multi-unit.
Yeah.
Family, like your family owns multi-units.
That's what I tell him all the time when he gets frustrated, and I'm like, this is
part of it.
Nature of the beast. You got to run with it. Like, you are not going to move in and have a perfect, or be a landlord and have a perfect unit with a perfect tenant that's never going to bother you. Where? Yeah. Let me know. Yeah. I want it. I'll buy it.
I think the trick for being a landlord is that you do what you can to increase your skill set.
Yeah.
It's a people business. So, and also educate yourself on local ordinances and hire professionals or get a coach or someone that is really good at what they do to learn from. I would say my HGTV myth is, I think they think it goes that fast and it's that smooth. But I think that they don't realize like how much goes into it. It's a lot.
Tears.
Yeah.
Blood.
Money. Yeah. Everything. They don't realize like what they have to go through as the seller or the buyer. And they also have no clue of what we as a real estate agents have to do to be there for them, protect them, guide them, negotiate for them. I don't think they really get that because it just looks so easy and fun and sweet.
Yeah. You know what I like though? Side note, ties into what you're saying is that when we meet with our buyers who want to be house hackers or invest and flip, we educate them on what that looks like, because I have a client who wants to buy an investment property but has zero time to do the work, wants to hire a contractor but it's not going to be going to the property back and forth, all that. Then a fixer-upper is not for you. If you want to invest in a property, then you need to invest in a more turnkey ready property that needs minimal work maybe, and you don't have to babysit your contractors. And then once that's done, then you can get a tenant in, and then take it from there. But it just doesn't work for everyone. And everyone thinks it's easy money. They think that I'm going to buy this property for this price and I'm going to fix it and then rent it out for this price and I'm going to have all this cash flow. I wish that were the case, like blink of an eye. But it takes time. It takes work.
Yeah.
Unless you buy a property that already is fixed, nice, and tenants are already paying.
Yeah, but the average person who wants to start investing doesn't have a 20% down payment for a turnkey property where the equity is now being made by the seller and the investor who did all the work. So yeah, I totally agree. So educating, again, I think that's been the theme of tying all of it back. It's just educating our clients and making sure that they are confident and understand the reality. Like your client that you're saying, I literally talked him out of flipping. I'm like, it's a great idea and it makes sense. It just doesn't make sense for who you are. You travel a lot. Your work is a lot of time consuming, stressful. It keeps you in one, like, away. It's not like us where we work and we could work in our car, work at a cafe and go check our buildings. Like his lifestyle's not like that. So I'm like, yeah, it's a great idea, but it's just not for you. Yeah. We'll figure out something. Yeah. So that was fun.
I want to do this every month.
We should.
I like that. We should start our own podcast.
We should. No. And so thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys. Oh, and don't forget, we educate our clients, so call us.
Okay, bye.
Bye.